It's a trap, you walk right into the hate. All over a new king that's face is just replaced. It's all the same, you still be ruled by force. And no matter who it is, they'll still carry on the torch. Just a lie, cheat, steal, half of what you make. Taxation is steps, it's time to vacate the state. Newsflash, all your cash is an IOU. From killers who really do steal from you. Inflation is a weapon used by every nation who says that they're saving the world through lies. That they disguise and pass off as bravery. Well, I got news, debt is slavery. It don't matter who's madder, a new master don't matter. When they both want the same, the state don't play no games. They got you trying to survive and put you on sides and ready to kill each other. That's conquer and divide. It's all for show, or for hyper control.
It's a fucking pandemic. I'm tired of this shit, boy.
And we're back with another episode of Bones and Tubs. We're here with you on this Sunday night. Yes, you heard us right. We're shifting our recording schedule to the weekend.
Yeah.
For a more copacetic environment for everybody.
You hit that ASMR scale.
Well, it's kind of late, so I'm catching them.
Bones and Tubs Elite Edition.
Bones and Tubs Nights.
Here to tell you all the things, make you feel good, make you feel bad, make you go out and buy some beans for your cupboard.
But before we get started, the first thing we wanted to address was thank Blood of the Brave for letting us use his music on the show.
Yeah, we fucked him last week, along with JNY5_ on Instagram, our new artist.
He's a designer, and let me tell you, these first two
episode
covers that he's done.
That last one, you ever seen something so shocking, like maybe the first time you in real life saw a pair of titties and your brain wasn't sure how to process it?
Yeah, I can remember that.
And kind of
titties in real life.
It took you a minute to kind of understand what was happening.
Yeah.
When I saw that second episode cover, they're both fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
But that second one, I was like, oh my god!
I wish
this guy is like a digital artist.
I wish I could come up with things that creative
Jesus.
with I wish I could use those mediums like he uses to create those things, because I like to think I'm just a wordsmith. I bend words to my own needs.
We're out here in the studio right now. It's a forge. If anybody's played, what's the Fable game? Is it Fable 3? Is that the most recent one?
Yeah.
You're just out in the forge. We're just hammering out swords. We're hammering out weapons for the war. We're out here doing that work.
I was thinking. So you said Fable. My mind went to Skyrim.
Oh,
yeah.
I could never play Skyrim.
Yeah. You didn't like Skyrim?
No, I mean I loved it, but I would always just do dumb shit. I'd always it would never matter. I would always end up trying to make a different type of character. He would always end up being a rogue. Somebody pissed me off, I'd try and kill an entire town.
See, I like the magic, so I lean towards the magic side. Yeah. Like catching people on fire and shit.
I don't remember the most recent Skyrim I played, but it was always rogue. Like I wanted the skills of sneaky, but also magic.
What we're really getting at here, and this goes directly to Todd Phillips, the head of Bethesda. We really need you to come out with another Elder Scrolls game.
I really like all those videos on TikTok about it.
I need to. I gladly. God, do you imagine how easy I could have coasted through this whole COVID crisis if Bethesda would have released their new Elder Scrolls?
If they'd only gotten their shit together.
Yeah. I mean, do you imagine like I would have come out of it and people would be like, man, wasn't that crazy that we went through that pandemic last year? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. I got another shout out. This one really is only specific to Ohio, though. Shout out all y'all Ohio listeners.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the range is on this guy, but I have to think that he's far-reaching.
Yes.
Cincinnati, Dayton.
Let's say the Miami Valley.
Let's say the Miami Valley area. Even though I'm sure if you are in the Ohio region, maybe even close on the border.
Southwestern Ohio. Let's call it that. Maybe
even the tri-state area. If you need a roof, I got a dude for you. This guy, I was going through it the last week or so. Trying to get a roof done. Ended up having a dip on part of the soffit that hangs over my porch. Mm-hmm. And then, it's a point of contention. Mm-hmm. It needed to be done. Needed to be replaced. There was shit missing. There was problems.
Yeah.
everybody that I called, I put out a thing on the Better Business Bureau website.
Put out that dragnet.
Just my phone number, my contact, my deets, if you will.
Yeah.
Letting them know that this boy, he need a roof.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Better Business Bureau. So I figured, hey, clearly the companies that contact me on there are going to be reputable. Not everybody that came in tried to fuck my eyes out because I didn't have it on the insurance.
Yeah.
It was already a second layered roof. They couldn't reinsure it when we got the mortgage. So anyway, they wrote it into the deal like, no coverage on the roof until you get it replaced. Anyway, everyone I called, keep in mind, Bones lives meager. 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
Single-story ranch, no basement. 2-car garage.
Yeah.
Basic. And this roof's not, anything crazy. It's not too angular.
Yeah.
All these dudes, the first one came at me, he's like, I got you. We can get this roof on there. I just need $9,800. And I was like, you can suck my dick.
Sounds a little high.
Yeah, I said, I'll give you a call back. And I got 6 more appointments set up. Then I had like 8 people, including, I had about 8 people scheduled in a 4-day period to come out and give me a free estimate. 2 of them showed up. And both of them fucked me worse than the first guy. Got all the way up to like 11 or 12 grand. Anyway, this fella here, let me find the deets. Jesse. Jesse the roofer. He works for a company called, I'm so glad I can delete empty space. It all sounds so good in the end. I don't know if you listen to any of our shit anymore.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Jesse from Mexus Construction, MEXUS, and his phone number, which is 937-607-9293. That boy came out. I told him my plight. He wasn't, you get those salesmen that are shisty. You can tell they're trying to fuck your life.
Yeah.
Trying to fuck you out of everything you got.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. These other dudes, they have someone come out, they're salesmen. They get $2,000 right off the rip. So you take $2,000, you put it on top of what a roof will cost. That's my money. I own this company. I've worked for them since I was 18. They've been in business since 1998. I know about it. I don't use no cheap shit. But I ain't trying to fuck your brains. I'm trying to make money by word of mouth. Because when somebody asks you, where'd you get your roof done? I need a roof. I want you to tell them you got it from Mexus. Call Jesse.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I thought, okay, this dude's going to fuck me. He goes up there, him and his boys, they fucking do a little assessment. He's like, I told him everything. Like, I got about $7,000. Yeah. Saved up. He's like, I get you done $7,400. And then he called me the next day. He was super excited. He was like, I told you I get you a 20-year shingle. Got you a 30-year, my dude. You're going to love it. It's dimensional. It's all black. It's nice. You got to have 120-mile-an-hour wind to get these bitches off the roof. Yeah. He's like, I'm from Dayton.
God bless, the American entrepreneurial, I can't even talk,
say it like Trump. Entrepreneurial
spirit.
Huge.
Yeah. So, God bless that. Because, you get these other guys that come out there, these shysters, and you're going to have that, right? You're going to have that with American capitalism. But then, and I want to almost think you have to give credence to the working spirit of the American immigrant.
Yeah, man, for sure. He was I was blown away. They came and they fucking threw that motherfucker on there in 12 hours.
Those motherfuckers work hard as shit.
Hard in the paint.
Yeah. That's not to say that
he even did an extra $1,500 worth of work that he didn't have to do.
That's not to say you can't.
It didn't change my price.
Can't get an honest day's work out of an American, right? But
I will compare him to a white dude that came out, and
these dudes doing it better than we do,
for sure. This other cat came out. The first one I told you about that wanted 90-something crazy, almost $10,000.
Yeah.
He's like, he went up there and fucking he came down, gave me the sheet, and it has a spot for material, how much they think it'll cost, labor, how much they think it'll cost, tear off cost, all this shit, so they can break it down piece by piece. He left it blank and just wrote virtually $10,000 in a picture of his penis that was flaccid. Yeah. Then there was another dude that came, and he looked like he was on death's doorstep at 68. I'm pretty sure he just went up on my roof and masturbated. And then he came down, and he didn't even give me an estimate. He's like, I'll send you an email. He got in his van and left. I tried Googling his company and just came up to a sex registry. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
But anyway, so that's the shout-out. Check out Jesse at Mexus. I shut that number out one more time. 937-607-9293.
Yeah, I'm eventually going to need a roof. I might have to hit him up.
For sure, man. Do it. Because he's going to surprise you. And you'll get done with it and look at it and be like, God damn, that's a great fucking job he did.
I mean, mine probably cost more. I think I have more roof on my house.
Still, though, I mean, like, just the fact that, like, they changed the flashing. They changed and, they did a drip edge.
Nice.
Which is important, I guess. It's like the overhang of the shingles so that it all makes it into the gutters.
Nice.
Proper water flow.
Yeah.
30-year shingle at the price of a 20-year shingle. He replaced trussets.
I know nothing about roofing.
I don't either. There was something that was going to cost me $1,500, and he just did it without adding the price.
I'm going to be frank. I'm not going to say I have a fear of heights, but I'm not a fan of them either.
I wish you and I had worked together on the roofing contract over at the factory. It was sadness.
I probably would have had a bad time for real.
Yeah,
man.
I was terrified of heights, but after doing that shit in the summertime and eventually making that little homeless shelter in the winter and playing on my phone all day, I just quit giving a shit, you know?
Yeah. Like, I've only been on my roof one time, and that's when we moved in, is because I couldn't get our box spring, like, up our stairs because they were too narrow.
Did you take it to the window?
We had to take it, me and the doctor had to take it onto the roof from the garage out here and carry it from the roof of the garage over through my son's bedroom window. And that's how we had to get it in there.
That's gangster.
Yeah. Because there was no way. The stairs are too narrow.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason we were able to get our new bed up there was because it's a king size with two twin beds, two twin box springs.
Yeah.
That's how we were able to get those box springs up there.
Kang shit.
Yeah, and the mattress was like all rolled up into like a tube.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because did you get the same deal?
Oh yeah. You got that Doherty special.
Yeah, that doctor special.
Or that mattress fell off the back of a truck.
I can't give you that. We can't give you that recommendation though. That's a special one.
Now hit us up in the DMs. Probably be local, probably.
Yeah, as I say, you got to be local for that one, anyways. But
$900 mattress for $200. Get out of here.
If you didn't know this already, we're gonna be frank. This is a shoot the shit episode. We do them I'd say once every other month.
We find that it helps the fan base. A lot of you guys like targeted episodes with topics. Other people are like, you guys do way too many topics. Why don't you just do a shoot the shit cast? We like listening to you guys bullshit, and we like to meet you in the middle.
Yeah. Now, I mean, there is things we're gonna talk about that's been coming up. The big thing that I caught in the last 2 days was
not COVID.
Well, it's COVID related.
I mean, you didn't catch it.
But I didn't catch it though. No.
Thank God.
I take my vitamins every day.
Take more vitamin C.
My vitamin C and my multivitamin.
It's fucking important.
My multivitamin.
Yeah.
And my zinc.
Yeah.
I don't know how British people say zinc.
Zinc.
You know how they say aluminum?
Aluminium.
Yeah, man. Too much.
I mean, look at the word, though.
It makes sense.
Aluminium.
Maybe
we're the fucktards.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
It just sounds like a lot of syllables.
You put the wrong emphasis on the wrong
syllable. But, the one thing that one of the things that caught my eye this week, and it just happened in the last 2 days, is German intelligence, which I don't know how much stock you want to put in the German intelligence. I don't know much about the German intelligence community. I don't know if there is I'm not saying good because I don't think the CIA is any good at what they do, but because they're more about,
I feel like they're really good at what they do.
The wet work. Well, that's the thing though. If their job involves like being complete cocksuckers, then they're really good at what they do. But I don't know if German intelligence is like our CIA or they're more like an actual
side note,
intelligence gathering agency.
All these shows on Netflix, like the popular shows. I think Blacklist. Mm-hmm. You never watched it, or maybe you.
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah,
those type of shows. They're all pro FBI, right? Are there any pro CIA shows?
I feel like there was one. I can't remember what the name of it is. It had Claire Danes in it.
If you know it, you should comment.
I feel like she was like CIA because she did like shit abroad.
Okay.
Like spy shit. But
Secret Agent Man.
It was called I can't remember.
Yeah.
That was literally the name of it.
That's how great the show was.
Well, I've never watched it before, so it was on Showtime or something. I don't have Showtime.
I get it.
But so German intelligence came out with something that they found. And that's that they had evidence that not only had China told the World Health Organization to suppress the coronavirus or COVID-19 pandemic initially, like told them to keep it hey, don't just go ahead and sleep on this. We got this under control. Don't get yourself up in a tizzy about it.
Yeah, let's not lock the whole fucking world down.
And also ask them to deny human to human transmission of the virus.
Yeah.
So that's there. That's a thing now. And now most experts are saying, what we said from the beginning, most experts are saying now that it didn't come from a wet market. It came from the lab.
Because it's a bioweapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this real quick. I like to check your pulse every so often.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we agree it's a bioweapon. I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do as well, I guess. That's what I'm asking. But do you think that the reason why the lockdown happened, we talked before about maybe it being something else.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think it's because it's a bioweapon? Is this literally Plague Inc? Like they made a highly infectious disease that they knew in the end game was going to be highly mutagenic, change, and then eventually turn deadly. Now we're talking about this Kawasaki syndrome affecting these kids.
With children. Well, see, here's the thing, and hear me out on this. What if, you're right. It initially wasn't as bad, but it started to mutate, right? And that was on purpose.
Yeah.
They intentionally made it so that it would mutate and become more deadly. What if they did that in the knowing that when they told people, you need to stay indoors, you need to stay away from, you need to close all these businesses down and do this and do that, that they did it under the guise knowing that the anti-government dissenters and the outliers would say, fuck what you're saying and what you're doing. I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah.
And when people came around to doing that, that's when the shit hits the fan, literally. That's when it starts killing people. And not only is it killing people, it's killing people that disagree with the government or question the government's motives and are skeptical about what's going on.
Or people that have found cures for it that aren't the narrative. We talked about the cure that I don't know if they call it a cure, the highly effective treatment put forth by Gilead, who has controlling financial interests from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It was studied in the Wuhan Virology Lab, and Dr. Fauci's wife is also on that payroll. So, Resmiradev, that's the drug.
Mm-hmm.
They before that, they shit all over hydroxychloroquine because I found out that drug has been out so long that it's there's no patent on it anymore.
So anybody can make it.
Anybody can make it. Nobody can make billions of dollars off the cure. However, this whole little fuck shit with this whole, everybody involved can make money. So there's that. But I don't know.
You know what I really think what I think it's boiling down to? And a part of me wanted to think it had to do with the Q shit.
Yeah. Where we go one, we go all type shit, you mean?
That was the whole idea. Was they were getting ready to pop that off. But I don't think that's it at all. And you know what? I'm going to take it a step further. I don't think there's anything Q. I think Q is a psyop. I don't think it exists. And I'm back to 0% chance that it exists. I think it's entirely a LARP created by some sort of government agency. And I also think that it was a tool used to convince people that Donald Trump was not part of the deep state cabal and their narrative. I believe he is. I think he plays his part.
He's probably a part of the Fed theory we talked about a while ago, where he's the actual Fed candidate to destroy the Fed in order to bring about the new one, because the Fed wants to be destroyed to bring about the crypto.
And that's what I'm saying is and this is their breather. They've given themselves a breather by saying, we're going to go ahead and close all this shit down.
Right.
So that we can go ahead and start rolling out our next phase. And we're talking about crypto, a new crypto.
For those of you that don't know, the first stimulus package had language in it originally that they took out where they would make the dollar a cryptocurrency, basically, on the blockchain.
So that, and I would say they're going to start rolling out the social credit shit, which I think they've already kind of hinted at, too, with the notion of, of needing identification to prove that you've had a vaccination. For
digital
COVID-19.
signature, a mark, a digital tattoo that can't be seen with the naked eye, or a chip.
That, and of course, tie
that with a social credit system and a blockchain, and you got revelations.
Them talking about basically a mush fake UBI.
Yeah.
To devalue the dollar to usher in their cryptocurrency kind of plays into that too.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, and this sounds grim. What I just said is what I would consider worst fucking case scenario.
Right.
Okay. He was never not part of the plan.
No.
He was always a part of it. He just had his role to play just like everybody else does.
Tell me if this is important, because your brain remembers substance where mine remembers titles, right? Mm-hmm. That's why we're a good team here at the Bones and Dubs podcast.
Yeah.
The last Q drop that happened, I got a bunch of messages about, and it means nothing to me, but I do remember the subject matter. Mm-hmm. The night before this happened, Q put out a post that said, "Big drop tomorrow," something along those lines. Mm-hmm. The next day, they came out with a news story that all charges were dropped and all the thing with Michael Flynn.
Oh, yeah.
So what does that mean?
Okay, well, here's like I said, I am not, okay, because you know how I'm so comfortable in saying I don't believe in it? Because if it's true, then it's a good thing in a way.
But what was what was his whole thing?
He was part of the collusion with Russia. He was talking with a Russian ambassador or something like that.
That's all fake. Well, I thought we proved that already.
Well, he was talking to people.
Okay.
But the thing is like what he was talking about or like what the context was is kind of up for debate.
I'm talking about Minesweeper strategies.
They've caught their hands in the cookie jar because there's several people involved with this that put this together that knew there really wasn't much to it and that it was a miscarriage of justice apparently. But the thing is that I can go ahead and continue to say I don't believe in the Q thing.
Yeah.
Because even if it's real, like I always promised, and we promised, if it's real,
yeah,
I'm going to shave a tantra into my fucking head.
Incorrect. You're going to shave one into my head, and I'll shave one into yours.
That works better.
We deal with posterity here.
But I'm going to go ahead and keep thinking I'm going to have a full head of hair for the rest of my probably short life, because once they start rolling out the social credit system, my ass ain't going nowhere, or I'm going to fucking go on a goddamn rampage, because fuck all that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that...
Are you sure you don't want the new vaccine to be reactive amongst the 5G towers that are literally everywhere?
I'll pass.
Side note.
Yeah.
One thing we didn't talk about, and I just remembered, with me doing this, I've been doing Instacart lately. And the areas in which I drive around, I've noticed these 5G towers are literally fucking everywhere. Mm-hmm. I'd never seen them before. They're all around us.
They went up real quick.
They did super quick.
And I think that could be just another part of this whole COVID smokescreen, right?
Right.
Because while we were all fucking sheltering in place,
lockdown,
not going anywhere,
yeah,
they were putting that shit up like gangbusters. Like, we come out of this like, oh, well, here's 5G. It's everywhere now.
Has Tobian's been back to school yet?
She was just there the other day, and she's going back tomorrow.
Because they're all over the factory, right?
Yeah.
You've seen those fat banded, like thick antenna, the router boxes. Mm-hmm. And they're the fat antennas.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. They're literally just waiting to have a signal put through them.
Yeah.
So I was wondering about the school. We talked about that before.
Yeah, I'll ask her to check it out tomorrow.
One theory is that they've been putting them in the schools. Now, I don't think it's necessary. A lot of people think that this whole COVID thing was a smokescreen to get them in the schools and get them in the cities. Cities I could see. But the schools, they're going to close down the summer anyway, so why not just put them in then?
Well, it's hard to discern what's all going on, because now we've come back to, here's the thing. Every day, and I'm going to switch gears for a minute. Every day, African Americans get shot by cops.
Yeah.
Right.
Or each other.
Yeah, or each other, or white people shoot black people, or black people shoot white people.
Yeah, people shoot people.
And all of a sudden, it's become, and this happens all the time, but you only start hearing about it when it's time to create a distraction, to get us thinking about something else, right? And that started to crop up again. I mean, you had that instance just the other day with the guy,
Georgia.
Yeah, he fucking got shot by those two dudes. while he was jogging. Now, I'm not going to debate anybody about whether or not, there's back and forth about whether he was actually jogging or what he was doing. I'm going to be frank on this one. Okay. He wasn't hurting anybody, right?
Yeah.
He hadn't broken into those two dudes' houses, right? Why were they fucking with him?
Regardless, you're not going to chase somebody. Like, if you have any brain cells in your head, I won't shout his name out, but the guy that gave me my CCW, he's like, if somebody's coming in your house or outside threatening you and you have to shoot them, make sure they're in your house when the cops get there. You don't go running after them in the street and hunt them down like a dog and shoot them in the back.
That's fucking stupid. And and normally I don't side with authority, but those motherfuckers deserve to be arrested. I fucking said it. Even if I don't give a fuck. I don't care if he was fucking, like they said he was like inside of a house they were constructing or whatever. Like he was walking around inside there or something. Like, it's not your fucking house, asshole.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know. I'm not morally the type to say call the fucking cops.
No.
But also, if you're going to handle it yourself, don't fucking gun him down, an unarmed person down, you fucking coward.
Yeah, beat him down and put him in some type of restraints.
If you think he's guilty, if he's guilty of something, fucking go fisticuff with him.
Yeah. If
you think you're that fucking macho, do something about it.
You're that boy. You got them hands, they rated E for everyone, and they bisexual.
And like I said, you got cops killing people every day, but it doesn't show up in the mainstream news media until they need it as a distraction.
Yeah.
And that, like...
You think the COVID's wearing off because it's about to be summertime, so now they're back into their black on white nonsense.
Well, that's
or white on black nonsense.
If I was a member of the African American community, I mean, I would be pissed about it going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm pissed about it, and I'm not black, right? But the thing is that I think I'd be even more pissed that they only bring it up and they only use it for their own, like, advantage, as like a pawn. They use them as pawns.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be pissed about that, I think, almost more.
Right.
Because the shit happens all the time. It never stopped happening. It's been happening for a long-ass time.
Yeah, they just shine a light on when they want you to look somewhere else.
Yeah. Stop looking at this and look at this. That's all it is.
Well,
like, I'm not trying to marginalize the severity of what's going on. It's a problem. But the problem is we can't just deal with it whenever the media decides it's time to deal with it. We should be dealing with it whenever it happens.
We need to just have a full-on fucking march of our own in the digital sphere to just say fuck the mainstream media anyway.
Yeah.
Because they've proven over and over again. The thing that's different between what I love about the podcast sphere is if we fuck something up, we're going to come back and be like, we fucked up.
Yeah.
We have a personal responsibility to this. We do this as a hobby. We do this as hopefully a future endeavor, for full-time employment. But we actually care about our name. So if we fuck up, we're going to come back and correct it.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers are just putting shit out that not only didn't happen, but maybe they just made the whole goddamn thing up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talked about Project Mockingbird in our CIA episode, but they've been on the government payroll for putting out stories since the 50s?
Yeah. Well, I'd say a lot of that is just evidence that the fluoride's working. Because, here's the thing. Like, think about all the shit that's been going on. You think about that. Here's the thing. And you could ask almost any person, right? Hey, do you think the government influences media? Like, do you think they use it as a tool of manipulation? And I would guarantee 95% of those people out there would say yes.
How many people have you talked to and they say, you can tell their political leaning? They're like, well, CNN does, definitely, but look, Fox is fair and balanced, or vice versa. Like, exactly. CNN's great, but Fox is on that fucking bullshit. So
you're telling me that Fox isn't on the fucking payroll, too?
They're the same goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Eat a fucking dick. If you can't tell me every time there's a Democrat president that I'm not even getting into it. I can't do it.
Like, you remember,
I'm so tired
of all the things. You remember,
partisan nonsense.
I remember, back years ago, there was a couple days. Like, this it was either they didn't have much going on and they just needed something. But for 2 or 3 days, all Fox News and CNN and MSNBC could talk about is the fact that one day during a press briefing, Obama wore a tan suit.
Yeah.
And of course, like Fox was putting their negative lean on it because, you know, they got to be negative about it. And I'm like thinking in my head,
They didn't have an American pen on either.
I'm like, is this news? Like, is this is news now?
You want to know the
like this is something we're gonna talk about?
partisan shit that I want to hear from Fox that would make me actually happy is like, well, he's a Muslim, he's a homosexual, his nickname was Bathhouse Barry, his wife has a dick. You know, just fucking hit it all.
They won't go that far.
Then play the video of him talking about white people needing to pay when he was back in college.
Yeah.
Like, hit me with that real.
Do that. But it's just...
Do you remember the dude's name? I was thinking about this when I was driving home earlier, and I think this might have been the final death nail in actual journalism. Fat dude, frumpy looking, and I want to say the last story he did was during the Bush election with Kerry, and his claim to fame on the internet was calling out each of them for their association with Skull and Bones. You remember what I'm talking about?
Michael Moore?
No. He's still alive. This dude died. He died of suspicious circumstances right after this whole Skull and Bones shit came out.
I don't remember.
He was the one that was in the video where he's talking to Bush and he's like, "What about Skull and Bones? You're in there? It's a fraternity at Yale you join?" He's like, "It's so secret we can't talk about it." And then he hits Kerry with the same shit. And then he died of a fucking heart attack or some shit like a week or two later.
Yeah.
That might have been the last actual journalist. Anyway, just a thought I had. If you remember what I'm talking about, hit us up in the comments section.
But yeah, it's just like so exhausting.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole point, is to fatigue us and to polarize and to, like, obviously, we're all dealing with the COVID crisis right now. So they needed something to re-divide us again, because it was something that was, I guess, pulling us together.
Do you think that even works anymore, though? Or do you think it's so tired that it just...
What, dividing us?
I feel, at least, maybe it's just me, but I feel like it...
Here's the thing. We could go to the factory tomorrow, and I bet you, I can guarantee, after what I just said a few minutes ago about how those two assholes deserve what they got when it came to getting arrested and shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some negative feedback from that one.
That's fine.
And I'm okay with it. That's my opinion. It's a problem. That's all. And the thing is, here's the thing. And I could go to the factory tomorrow and I could get both sides of that. I could get two different opinions, completely different polarized opinions on that issue.
I'll tell you one thing the factory won't ever catch you slipping on is talking about, you sending me some crazy chug video where you call me a certain name.
Yeah. Right?
That'll stir it up.
Yeah. You want to polarize people, you do something foolish like that.
Something fucking
I don't even know
crazy.
if that's... I don't know, though. That, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if that one was polarizing. I think everyone was kind of like...
Fuck that dude.
Ooh, shit!
Oh, no.
That's an inside one. You guys... that's a different,
up in the
that's a
DMs
different one.
if you're super curious about that.
Yeah.
Can I read this one real quick?
Yeah.
You told me about it earlier, and I found it, and I was like, we gotta read that one. At least part of it, anyway. Pretty short. Zero Hedge. Black Mirror creator abandons writing because we're already in a dystopia. It's just so... It's... I like it. Like, I like the title.
Yeah.
But it makes me sad. Because, I like to think... Like, I know you like to write.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to think that things got so shitty in society. Like, if you were a dystopian writer, you're like, I can't even do this anymore.
Well, see,
I quit.
Here's the thing about this.
We're already there.
Dystopic shit is the key to a good dystopic story is the understanding that, for the most part, you're already I think for the most part, for most writers, you're already living in it, but it's a matter of magnification.
Yeah.
Right. It's a matter of, like, you take what you have and then the extremes of it, you amplify, right?
Yeah.
And the problem is now is that it's already amplified, right? So it doesn't take much to, put us, we are, one, fucking, what's that thing? It's a thing with the fucking... Sherlock Holmes magnifying glass. Oh. We're one normal magnifying glass away from complete fucking crazy dystopic shit, right?
Right, yeah.
Where before, you had to like work harder at it. You know, you had to see the writing on the wall from like, and I'm sorry, I know I broke into this, but you had to like think about like Ray Bradbury with Fahrenheit 451. Like he
did some shit.
Look, here's the thing though. He saw something in it. He saw a future, right? Where that was a possibility. Where that was a possibility, right? Even if it's extreme. But that's the thing about dystopic. You have to take it to its extreme to make people understand that like the whole thing is a extreme slippery slope, and once you start going down a certain road, it's hard to
they were so on point
to walk back up it again.
I was talking to at Battle Button Fitness on Instagram earlier.
Yeah.
About this shit, and I don't know if you know this or not. I assume you would because you're into that sphere. Mm-hmm. I read it one time and I cannot fucking for the life of me remember the name. There's a society that you can get into, or an organization. It's something harmless sounding like the Rotary Club. Mm-hmm. It's no big deal. Yeah. But basically, throughout the early 1900s, I think they're still around today. They had like filmmakers, authors, people that were in the public sphere that made content, and they were all in this group, whatever it was. If you know the name, fucking screaming at me. But it encompassed George Orwell, Ray Bradbury, all these dystopic writers. And that's why, I can't remember his real name. I was going to say it, but...
Was it like the Humanists?
It might have been. I don't know, man.
Because like a lot of like science fiction writers and stuff like that were part of the humanist movement. Like Isaac Asimov and Kurt Vonnegut were big into it.
But like, it was, 1984 was written in 48, 49?
Yeah, around then, yeah.
And the original title was something like 1954?
That or The Last Man in England, I think was another working title for 1984.
Okay. So, but there was like upset about the title, so he changed it and made it the futuristic title, 1984. Yeah. But he, in that book, like, basically the society, they either put forth these ideas... They were like they're an author or they're a creator think tank where they try to put these ideas forward. Like, hey, these are the technologies that we have now that will be slowly worked into society. So they're let to know this dude back in 48 or 49 when he wrote 1984, he was talking about smart TVs. He was talking about Big Brother. He was talking about NSA. He was talking about the Snitch Society. He was talking about all this shit. You could literally take 1984 and put it in the nonfiction section
about
at this point.
How in that time, these organizations that they were dealing with when it involved like listening to its citizenry and monitoring them and stuff, like
the memory hole.
Here's the thing about it though. They had used like the whole notion is that these organizations that in that time would have been considered like abusive and against the natural rights of human beings and things of that nature, right? Like privacy and things like that, that people valued, right? They wanted those things.
Right.
Okay. That's what he was trying to point out was like, this is government, like the way governments get shit off is they convince you that you needed this shit in the first place.
Right. They change your ability, like,
yeah.
Teen Wolf. Okay,
That's
so I was talking to Teen Wolf earlier, too, about his belief that we lack free will.
Mm-hmm. I talked to him about that yesterday, too.
I'm willing to come to you and say this. I think that, like you said, we're generations away from true free will. But however, if you look at the idea that, like, you have choice. I could come home from work today, and I could take everything that I wanted as far as my own shit, or I could just leave with nothing. And I could go to California. I could go to Washington State. I could fucking leave the country. I could do anything. Yeah. But I won't. Yeah. So it's an illusion of choice. But anyway, these motherfuckers in power, they give us choices. But they give us the choices they want us to have. So we feel like we have choice. Because we do. Yeah. But they limit us from all these choices that are out here, outside of the sphere.
Well, it's the illusion of, well, you know, like the old saying is capitalism is freedom of choice and communism is freedom from burden.
Yeah.
Right.
Choice is burden.
But we've come to a point now where it's the illusion of choice.
Yeah.
Like, imagine, if you will, before choice was like filling in the blank. Right?
Yeah.
Now you get a multiple choice question.
You have 4 choices.
You get 4 choices.
All that we chose.
And all the above is not one of them.
No.
No. Eventually, we'll get to the point where it'll just be a true or false question.
That's another thing we talked about, too. The not auto-fact. Kill all others. You have one person that you can vote for. We're still going to hold
elections.
We're going to hold debates, but you have one candidate that you can choose to vote for.
But yeah, all right. I'm going to let you read that article now.
Okay, sorry. We're just rambling.
Oh, no, you're good.
Black Mirror creator Charlie Brooker told UK's Radio Times that his audience might not be able to stomach another season of his dystopian Netflix series. He said the public mood is not suited for another season, considering the world has been thrown into a dystopia via the virus pandemic. When Brooker was asked for an update on the writing of Season 6, he responded saying, "I've been busy doing things." He said, "I don't know what I can say about what I'm doing and not doing at the moment. I don't know what stomach there would be for stories about societies falling apart. So I'm not working away on any of those Black Mirror episodes. I'm sort of keen to revisit my comic skill set. So I've been writing scripts aimed at making myself laugh." So basically, he's depressed. Black Mirror airs on Netflix, has produced 5 seasons so far. The last season was released in June of 2019 and consisted of just 3 episodes. The Emmy-winning series plunges its audience into a nightmarish dystopia where technology is making people's lives a living hell.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Black Mirror, not every episode is a gem, right?
No, I've told you before, I can't watch some of the episodes. They make me so fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah. Not all of them are like perfect, but there's some that have hit so hard, like considering how close we are to these things.
Yeah.
That like you said, it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's super uncomfortable.
I'd say the 2 that really, there's the one, I think it was called Recall.
Yeah.
That one, I can't fucking handle that shit.
It took me 3 attempts to watch that whole episode.
Yeah. And the other one that comes to mind is the one with Bryce Dallas Howard, and she lives in a society where they have a social credit system, and you basically have to be nice to people all the time, and your ability to rent cars, get on planes, or do anything.
China
has everything to do with
what they're doing in China now.
Your social credit score.
Yeah.
That people have assigned you.
Man. Electric Dreams too, right?
Yeah.
That's another good one. Now,
all based on novels or short stories and novels by Philip K. Dick.
I've been so excited since you told me about this and I watched it. I want you to give them, the people of the Bones and Tubs Nation, or the Order of Bones and Tubs, to check out the Midnight Gospel.
Yes. Oh, did I not talk about that last week? I didn't talk about it.
I'm not sure if you did. I'm going to go take a piss break. Can you give them your best rendition while I do that? Okay,
so we always like to throw our recommendations out there into the universe whenever we get them. And I think my most recent one was probably Waco. But there's one on Netflix, just came out a couple weeks ago, called The Midnight Gospel. And it stars Duncan Trussell, and it was made by Pendleton Ward, who was the lead creator on Adventure Time for most of the seasons of the show. The show is on the outside, somebody that's not paying attention would think it was just this weird little thing. But the interviews that Duncan Trussell does in that show are amazing. I mean, the stuff that they're talking about is the good work, the deep work. And I would suggest it to just about anybody. It might not be a lot of people's cup of tea, because it's going to make you think outside of your comfort zone a lot of the time. And think about things that you necessarily don't believe in, but I still think they need to be talked about nevertheless. And they do a really good job of it. And, I would have to say the one thing that for sure that hit hard was, they talk a lot about death. And I think it handles notion of death, dying, and what happens afterwards so well that I don't think I've ever seen a show that's come close to being able to make you feel something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was powerful. And yeah, I mean, it's a great show, and Duncan Trussell's a fucking...
Yeah, definitely check out his podcast.
Fucking savage.
Duncan Trussell. It might just be the Duncan Trussell podcast. I can't remember the name. Excellent podcast, though. Now, Is all the content from those shows from his podcast?
I don't think so. I think some of them were done like as a show, right? But I think some were just pulled directly from a podcast. It had to be from a podcasting format because there's a few episodes where they call him Duncan, and the character's name in the show is Clancy. His name's Clancy, but they call him Duncan. So it must have been pulled from the show. But it is, by and large, an amazing series, and I burned through it. Like, I watched it in 2 days.
Yeah.
And usually I only do that. Like, I'll try to, like, spread something out.
Yeah, try and spread the void.
Yeah. I try to spread things out because I don't like burning through things so quick. But if it's...
Especially quality like that. It's so hard to, like, burn through it and then you have to wait for another season.
Yeah, it's too good not to just want to fucking truck right through it. But at the same time, it's not light material.
No.
It's not light shit. And I wouldn't, like, advise anybody to sit there and watch it and be, like, on their phone at the same time.
Not pay attention.
It needs your fucking attention.
Talking to that one boy,
Mm-hmm.
the masked man, and he said that the same, he actually put it out there the same way. He's like, you know, I had it on. I think he was playing pool or he was doing something else. And he was like, man, I realized it was some deep shit. And I had to come back to it when I could only put my attention on that. It's deep.
Like, I might have to go after this episode's over and go watch an episode of it.
Yeah.
Because it's rewatchable too.
Do you recommend, for those people who have the proper credentials to watch it some type of way? Or is it a sober watch?
Either way.
Okay.
I say either way. Like, I think you're going to get something out of it either way. Now, that's not to say that there aren't things that would amplify the experience.
I fell asleep during the second one just because it was late. Mm-hmm. But the first one made me...
Yeah. It's...
The take on zombies, though.
Yeah.
That and the fact they're talking about drug policy the whole time. Like,
yeah.
It's a really great show.
That, and he's supposed to be like, yeah, because he's like the president. And he's like, honestly, I really don't give a shit. Like, he's like shooting zombies. And like,
just bring me your rifle, I'll handle it.
But I think that about wraps it up for the show, actually.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank y'all for listening.
We hope you're all doing really well out there in this tumultuous time.
Oh, shit. You know, I didn't mention, I wanted to, is what the fuck is up with Elon Musk naming his baby that shit?
Well, tell him the name.
It's, I believe it's X, and it's that weird combo letter of A and E smashed together.
Yeah.
And then A-12.
He's going through it, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he might be the world's greatest troll. I'm not even fucking joking.
I almost feel like it's unintentional. That or he's so intelligent that it appears that he's doing it unintentionally.
Like, this dude straight up, like, in the course of, like, not even 2 weeks, he makes the share price of Tesla fucking tank with one tweet where he just says, our stocks are too expensive.
It's less energy than imagining that the Bones and Tubs podcast was just as successful as Tesla, and then one of us went on Joe Rogan and smoked a joint, and it tanked.
Yeah, in a week's time, he's made the stocks of Tesla tank just by one tweet.
It's overpriced.
He named his baby a series of letters and numbers that don't really add up to anything.
We talked about it before, though. That dude's a robot.
And then, did you hear the most latest thing?
No.
So I guess, like, his plant in California has been closed because of COVID, and he needs that shit back open so they could fucking make Teslas. And they're like, nah, bro, it ain't gonna open. So he's like, you know what? Fuck California. I'm moving to fucking Texas or something. Tired of your shit.
Yeah, good.
So, but
he also had those other ones that we talked about last week a little bit, where he was talking about, like, selling all of his worldly possessions, not gonna have a house, and, like, something about bombs, right? Or something like asteroids or something coming from the sky.
I don't even know.
Some fucking shit, man. This dude,
wild.
I feel bad for that dude. I recommend everybody go check out the episode on Joe Rogan. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm more empathic, but I felt his suffering through that episode.
I feel like he's like, you know, I've said it for a while. He reminded me of like, he's like our age's Howard Hughes. If you know anything about Howard Hughes, he lost his goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a lot of pressure, though, too.
Peeing in jars and fucking... Yeah, man, because, like, you're, like... If you're, like, supposed to be, like, the Wunderkind...
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be, like, you know, the super smart dude creating all this shit, and something fails. Like, shit fails. Human errors happen, and then everybody wants to fucking shit on you for it.
The most important thing he said in that episode with Joe Rogan, he was talking about how stressful it is that he can never turn off his brain. Basically, he's always thinking of ways to fix shit.
Yeah, like...
Fuck that.
He needs to, like, go...
He needs to watch fucking Midnight Gospel and smoke a J.
I have to say that, or, like, go out in the desert and just, like, stay there for 40 days.
Burning Man.
Yeah. He needs to do some stuff.
40 days on that deep level, meaning as long as it takes.
Yeah, he needs to chill for a minute because I think he's starting to fizzle out.
Man.
But anyways, I think that about wraps it up for the show. Hey, you could always get a hold of us. I know during this crisis, if you want to talk to somebody, we're always there to listen.
Yeah. We're not socially distant. We're here for you guys.
Yeah. You could hit us up in our email.
bonesandtubs@gmail.com.
You can hit us up in the DMs and Instagram.
Instagram.com/bonesandtubs.
You can hit us up on Facebook.
Facebook.com/bonesandtubs.
But really, email and Instagram would be a better option.
I got one too, real quick.
Okay.
Speaking of Facebook, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I always do this. It's from the Three Amigos.
Mm-hmm.
Good sirs, I hope this message finds you well. I have 3 points to address. Number 1, my deepest sympathies for the loss of your friend.
Oh, thank you.
If I may offer words that have brought me comfort, death blooms, for in its wake we find the love we knew. Rest easy, Queenie. Your watch is over.
Man, why you gotta hit me with that shit, man?
I didn't see that part until just now.
Wow.
Sheesh, that is both.
Yeah.
I've been super in my feels anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 2, thank you. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Number 2, man noises. Raise the testosterone in the room.
Yeah.
Another stellar show. I've been waiting for you guys to hit this subject. This was the case that first pricked my ears up when I was in high school. Thanks again for playing ball. Number 3, who is or who are the Three Amigos? The answer is simple. We are strangers you will never meet. We are your neighbors. We mop your floors. We deliver your food. We build your cities and your homes. We repair your cars. We answer your phones when you call 911. And we drive your ambulances. We are the people. We are waking up. Now, here's the thing that I will say to that last
part. Nice
part.
Fight Club reference there.
I like it, but I will also say that that's the kind of attitude that will make sure you never meet us. Because if you motherfuckers fly up to Dayton, Ohio... we gonna meet.
Yeah. But, okay, so...
Love you, motherfuckers.
Before we go, we'd like to thank Blooded Brave one more time for letting us use his music on the show.
Kyle Reese. Check him out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Check him out on Bandcamp. Check him out on bloodofthebrave.com.
Speaking of YouTube, and we say this every week, and we get a couple more subscribers every time. If you haven't yet, go over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel.
Bones and Tubs... YouTube.com/Bones and Tubs Show. Hit the subscribe button, please. We're at 408 the last I checked, and we need to hit 1,000 to be able to do mobile live.
And we know you're out there.
Oh, you're definitely out there. The downloads show us on the podcast.
Yeah. There's that. And then also thank you.
JNY5_ on Instagram. Check out his art. He is a beast.
Yeah.
A beast in the boss. He's got his own website. He sells clothing. He's a monster.
Man, his work is fucking awesome.
I'm gonna wait until I get paid again, but I'm gonna hit him up.
God only knows what the fuck this week's fucking cover is gonna look like.
I know.
I don't even know.
I'm not even sure what to tell him the episode's about. It's a shoot the shit cast.
Yeah.
I always go through with a notepad and write down the topics as I hear them. But listen, guy. I know you're listening. JNY5_ on Instagram. You're a monster. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so we'd like to thank y'all for listening. We hope you enjoyed the episode. We hope that you stay safe through the week. We hope that you come back and listen next week.
Yes. We will be doing more now, too. We were just talking the other day about the things we have planned for y'all.
Yeah.
We wanted you to know that we love you.
We really do.
The bad thing about being honest, the straightforward, and doing that is... people know where you stand, and they try to take advantage of you. They take advantage of your good nature. They take advantage of the fact that they know that you're a good guy, you are a straight shooter, and that you're not going to retaliate on them when they fuck you. Well, folks, most of the time I believe that's probably true. But God built me to be here to prove to you that what you have been doing for God knows how many years is wrong. You picked on the wrong man. I'm not tough.
You hear that?
I'm not that strong.
Yeah, yeah. They rolled up in all black, windows half cracked, scoping out the scene before they attack. Had they on bad guys in most people's eyes. Most trust them with their life cause they got a badge and tie. Gifted a position given to them by a system that set it all up to put the kids into prison. This is non-fiction, non-violence, so just listen. They got a mission to imprison your mind and soul. This ain't nothing new, but we survive what we're sold. And don't believe in ourselves, but believe what we're told. And we're all molded by a machine that gets in your dreams. It can get in your gut and keep your self-esteem. And I've been scolded and told who I should be, but I'll never conform. I was born to be free. It's a setup, I never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage. It's a setup, so keep your head up, cause they're selling all that doubt with every word at the mouth. It's a setup, I never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage. It's a setup, so keep your head up, cause they're selling all that doubt with every word at the mouth. Giving numbers of birth, yeah, that's a fact. Deny it if you want, but I'll do the math. I face facts and understand how to overstand the plan with my mind intact. And I got more than a plan, I got hope and belief, dreams and faith, and know damn well that's what they want to take. It's a weapon, fear is aggression, and they plant it in our minds to the point we can't find a way out, a way in. And anywhere you go, you'll see a many men over there and everywhere. They're armed and prepared to do whatever it takes. They don't play fair, that's a jump out boys with the plastic toys draped in all black, ready to bring the noise. A setup, I never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage. It's a setup, so keep your head up, cause they're selling all that doubt with every word at the mouth. It's a setup, I never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage. It's a setup, so keep your head up, cause they're selling all that doubt with every word at the mouth.